I'm Tommy Duffy and welcome to the Geeky Dads podcast. Now let us just say it. It's a Daddy Geeky podcast.
Timothy Frog here, and you're listening to the Geeky Dads podcast. Yay!
That was way better.
Much better.
Brilliant. Welcome to episode 16, the Geeky Dads podcast. Sorry we've been away for so long, but we've all been injured and recovering from the plague.
Except
It's
for
not
me.
being great.
Listen, it's not been fun.
Actually, no, saying that I have been injured. That is,
Yeah, you've been laid up with a back injury. Me and Chris have been recovering from the plague.
my voice has worked the whole time though, so it's not like I couldn't have recorded shit.
True.
It's all your guys' fault.
Yeah, it's our fault completely. So joining me this week, we've not got Craig with us. He's off being a whore somewhere. But we do have Mike Shelshire and Chris Moss.
Hello.
Yay!
Hey. This week, we finally got round to it. It was one of our joint winners of the poll on our socials, and that was our dream TV and film adaptations.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't apologise.
That's my fault.
No, it was a joint winner. It was joint popular. Although I did remove Star Trek because
Yeah.
So we just went to the toys and what's saying. But we'll have some exciting news at the end of the episode about some upcoming content. So what we'll do is, we'll set up the rules. So what we're doing each is picking any particular medium, a story, a game,
Anything.
an anime, something that we would really like to see made into a TV series or a movie. We're going to cast it and then go from there. So Christopher, we're going to start with you.
Right, okay. I'm just terrible because I want a bit of background information about this as well. So there you go. Yeah, so the whole idea behind my suggestion for this is didn't want our top 10 this or what's your favorite this or such and such. So and I did apologize to Mike before because I really didn't realize how much work this would take. So, and since clearly for the last 15 episodes we have been winging it, a little bit of preparation was required for this one. So I do apologize, but still, So the idea behind this one was because, like I said, wanted something else. And what I was thinking of, I don't know if you guys have heard of them. I hope you have because they're really, really good. When I was a lot younger, I used to read a lot. Absolutely voracious reader. And one of the sets of books that I used to read was the novels by Anne McCaffrey, which is the Dragon Riders of Pern.
I've heard the name. I've never heard the story though, so you're gonna have to educate me.
I've never even heard of the writer, to be fair.
Oh, this is
author. Sorry.
Right. No, this is fantastic then. That is not a problem. Right. Dragon Riders of Pern. The idea is, and Anne McCaffrey was very, very adamant that it is not a fantasy story. It's a science fiction story. However, the way it starts off is kind of fantasy sort of thing. I don't want to spoil too much because obviously, but to be fair, these books have been around for years now at this point. So I think
spoil away. It's not like we're going to fucking read it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to be fair, the first novel was published in 1968. So yes.
Spoil away.
Right. The idea is that that people have journeyed from Earth, as people are wont to do in the far-flung future, to set up colonies on other worlds and so on. You know, we've trashed the Earth as usual. So people have gone out looking for planets, and they found this planet called Pern, or they've named it Pern.
Sounds very similar to sort of like Stephen Baxter style, like novels.
Yeah. And what it is you know, one of the, not the first book, but one of the later books goes into First Landing, where the first colonists land on the planet, start setting everything up and what have you. But the first novels are actually, however many, probably hundreds of years later. And Pern is unique in that it orbits a star, and it has a neighbor, which is like this erratic planet, which because it appears as a red glowing like point in the sky, is just simply known as the red star. It's not actually a star, it's a planet, I think.
Okay.
But what it is every so often, because the orbit of this red star, of this red planet, is erratic, for X amount of time, it's fairly nearby to Pern, and these spore kind of things journey across space from this planet and not attack Pern, but they burrow into the ground, they destroy crops, they completely destroy animals and stuff like that. They burn to the touch, and it's not very nice.
I assume it starts out like they don't know what that is. Like,
well, it's not even that. The very first book starts, and this thing is just established. It's
all right.
It's going back. You know, these things have been happening for hundreds of years. Probably, I'm a bit hazy on the time, sort of timeline sort of thing, but it's been happening for X amount of time. And the way that the initial colonists dealt with it was through genetic engineering of a reptilian creature on the planet.
Nice.
And they basically created dragons.
Okay.
And so they... And so,
wait. By dragons, do you mean like dragons, like flying dragons?
Yeah,
like
flying dragons breathe
I
fire.
assumed flying dragons.
Yeah, and they burn the thread from the sky. So as this thread is falling, the dragons fly up with their riders, who they can communicate telepathically with, and they burn the thread as it falls. And they live in what's called weirs, and the civilians live in what are called holds, which are kind of like sort of castle, like fortress, like walled city sort of thing. And the riders have to imprint on the dragons and establish this kind of link, this kind of telepathic bond with the dragons and so on. And so, and I'm pretty sure that the dragons can teleport as well, which is cool.
So basically, it's like the never-ending story, except it's in different planets.
Yeah, kind of. These indigenous flying, fire-breathing reptiles have been genetically altered to make them larger, more intelligent, telepathic. They weren't telepathic to begin with. They were altered that way. And the colonists, like I said, they destroyed the thread over the skies, allowing them to create cities and so on. Yeah, the culture continues on, and now where the story starts, there's been an unusually long interval between the thread attacks, to the point where, and you see this kind of trope a lot in fiction, where the general population have started to dismiss it as a myth. And you know, oh no, that happened X amount of time ago. Oh, my granddad's granddad doesn't remember thread, and all that sort of jazz. And they start to withdraw support from the Weirs.
My granddad got Alzheimer's, so he wouldn't have fucking remember shit.
Oh, there you go. So they start kind of turning on the Weirs, saying, why? Because obviously the Weirs had to dedicate all their time to trading, to flying, to fighting thread, and the holds would provide food and what have you for the Weirs to support them. So at this point, where the story starts in Dragon Flight, which is the first novel, they have started to take their support away from the Weirs. And to the point where there is actually now only one Weir left, which is Bendon Weir. All the other 5, and this is across the whole planet, the other 5 have disappeared all at the same time.
Can I just stop you there? Like, Ian, are you following all? Are you following all this?
Yes, I'm trying to concentrate on it.
Yeah, so the other 5 Weirs...
It sounds complicated as fuck, to be
It's
fair.
not too bad, right? So you've got these threads that fall from the sky, dragons burn them.
Yeah, dragons burn.
It's been ages since the last thread fall, so people are turning on the Dragon Riders going, well, we don't need you anymore.
I'm drunk as fuck right now. I'm struggling to fucking keep up. By the way, like podcast listeners, this is a Friday night, and I'm fucking 4 beers in. Like, this is hard to follow. Right, go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's only one Weir left. The others actually disappeared mysteriously at the end of the last threadfall, so they don't know what happened to them, what have you. And what happens is there's a new clutch of eggs that have been laid by the queen dragon, including a queen egg. So the main protagonist... Stop it! Stop it!
I think we've lost Mike.
It's a queen egg. Sorry. Yeah. No, carry on.
So it's going to hatch into a queen. Anyway, the point is that... Stop it, you've lost me now. Right.
Mike, do you need a minute?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
it's fine. Carry on.
Right. The actual story of the first novel is you've got this woman, Lesser, who is the sole survivor of her family. It was a noble family who ruled over one of the holds, and there's this guy Fax who's been kind of like expanding. He was the ruler of a hold, but now he controls 7 of them. He's been kind of spreading his influence. So Lesser's the only survivor of her family.
Genuinely, I would read this. I would genuinely read this.
I know.
I took the piss. I did laugh a little bit. But like,
it's all right.
This seems like something I would be absolutely into.
Oh, it's really good.
It seems to have quite a lot of world building, like context to it.
Yeah, genuinely, is something I would be into.
Well, put it this way: Anne McCaffrey won the 1968 Hugo Award for Best Novella, and the Nebula Award for Best Novella as well.
Okay.
I am definitely going to read this.
First woman writer to win either award. So, and in 1999, the American Library Association cited the 2 first Pern trilogies when McCaffrey received the annual Margaret A. Edwards Award for her lifetime contribution in writing. So, yeah, they go on for ages. So.
It's absolutely right up my street. This,
it's
so similar to like Stephen Baxter, sort of like it also like lends itself a little bit of like Discworldy stuff, and like
it's got, the world building behind it is so good. It's great. Right, so Lesser's trying to she's got slightly psychic powers. She can slightly influence other people, so she uses that to kind of sabotage goings on at the hold that she that she lives in, which is Ruathahold. She's supposed to basically be ruling that, but like I said, she's doing menial work and kind of sabotaging stuff. And what happens is when this clutch of eggs is ready to hatch, Flar, who is the leader of Bend and Weir, he's the leader of the remaining Dragon Riders. They go out looking for candidates to bond with the dragons, and he finds Lesser, and they go back to the Weir with several others and so on, and Lesser ends up impressing, like, bonding with the Queen Hatchling, so she becomes the kind of co-leader of the Weir with Flar. There is a bit of conflict with Fax. She tries to kind of manipulate Flar using her kind of psychic powers and so on. And they do actually, Flar and Fax end up having a fight, and I think Flar kills Fax. So, and I think that's just before all this kind of happens. So, but because she becomes the leader of the co-leader of the Weir with Flar, she kind of renounces her link to the Hold instead and goes to Bend and Weir. And it's at this point then, of course, the thread starts falling. And obviously there's usually 6 Weirs around the planet that help defend it and what have you. And now there's only 1.
Are the threads sort of the lifeblood of the planet sort of thing? Sort of like the.
I'm going to go on here and see if I can get a more.
When you say threads, like I literally see strings.
Try and get. It almost is. I'm going to try and see if I can get like a more comprehensive description of it, if you see what I mean.
In my head, I just see strings holding this planet. But I suppose like in like maybe in the author's head, that's what's like maybe like sort of like how planets are like connected by like energy threads or something like that.
Right, here you go. Thread. This is from like a Pern wiki sort of thing. Thread was the name given to a voracious, non-sentient organism that inhabited the Oort cloud of their star system.
Right.
Its appearance was as thin, silvery threads.
Oh, I see.
That periodically rained down on the planet, which is called threadfall.
Oh.
Thread was a mycorrhizoidal spore. So is that like
spore, yeah, like spores, yeah, like
so it's a spore,
spores.
Yeah, that consumes any organic matter it can find, but is deterred by metal, plastic, and rock.
I'm still so lost on this, like, because I when you said you were talking about threads, I was, I wasn't thinking of like an organism. I was thinking like, oh, wait, is this planet being held by threads? Like, no, it's these are organisms. These are organisms that are around the planet.
It's killed by water, cold, and fire, which is why the dragons.
Right. So
what happens?
More like it's more like sort of like a mycology sort of thing. Like it's like a.
So what happens is because
I'm following a little bit better now.
Yeah, because this rogue planet has an eccentric orbit, it actually passes through the Oort cloud, which is on the edge of the system, and it obviously picks them up, like drags material with it. And then as it continues on its orbit,
it's picking up different bacteria and picking up
and as it approaches Pern, they're then going towards Pern to consume organic matter.
Yeah.
And yeah,
God, it is like the Discworld.
Yeah,
it's very like the Discworld. That's like Greater 2 and like flying through space, like heading towards the the nesting ground.
Yeah.
Which that's what the idea of Discord is. It's a giant turtle, like heading towards its nesting ground. That is very similar.
Yeah. Now there is. I mean, I did forget about this. Threads do actually fall in a predictable pattern. Threadfall lasts about 6 hours, and then during the because these then last for years. These threadfalls. So for the first few years, there's several days between the attacks, and the period shortens over time. And then it says then for 40 years, attacks occur 14 hours apart across the planet. So it's kind of like rainfall. You can predict where it's going to happen. So which is how obviously the whole place is just trashed. They know that if threadfall is going to fall over the ocean, it doesn't matter, because the water kills it anyway. If it's going to fall over a hold, then that's where the dragons come in and so on. So there you go. They're panicking then because there's only one weir. What they find is that queen dragons actually have the ability to not just teleport, but to teleport back through time. So what they do is they use an abandoned weir, and they send one of the queens back in time to try and breed, like to lay more eggs, if you see what I mean, so that those dragons will be mature by the time it comes round.
Yeah.
And what Lesser does is Lesser goes, well, that's probably not going to cut it, and goes back. Oh, there you go. I know how long it's 400 years since the last threadfall, because what Lesser decides to do, because Lesser is like that, Lesser goes back 400 years and brings the other which is why they disappeared.
Oh, cool.
They didn't disappear mysteriously. They actually went forward in time to help out for the next threadfall. So there you go.
Okay. So who would you cast in this?
Oh, I had so much fun going through like who I wanted to cast on this. And I was saying to Mike before, I have a few different ones. I've just kept it to the main ones. I haven't tried to voice all the dragons because I didn't want to. So yeah. So we'll go through it all. So the main protagonist is Flar, who is the weir leader of Bendham Weir. He's a protagonist, so he's going to be kind of like fairly good looking. Obviously, they're quite athletic. It's all because they ride the dragons all the time. It's like a jockey sort of thing. Obviously, they don't have to be tiny midgets or anything because these are big dragons. So. And it's dead weird because he's the only. Well, he's not the only one, but he's one of the only ones where I only had one person in mind, and I couldn't think of anyone else. I couldn't picture anyone else doing it, and that's Jamie Dornan. Okay,
Jamie Dornan. I'm going to sound silly. Is that Mr. Grey?
Yeah.
Okay,
also from other stuff where he's far better. So
he's in the fall.
I'm staying quiet because I have no idea who that is.
I will. Right, let me get Messenger up.
Yeah, like he's never watched 50 Shades of Grey.
I haven't. I genuinely have never. Ian, like I would watch it, but I've never watched it. Like it's not even ever entered my mind to watch it. It's not something I wouldn't watch. I just haven't watched it.
He's never been left alone for long enough.
No, I've got Pornhub, so I don't give a fuck.
Favorited on the top of his bookmark.
Yeah, man. Fucking X videos and all that shit. I don't need no fuck 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, for God's sake, this. Sorry, the thing is being.
My girlfriend wouldn't even be mad at me for like looking at porn, so like I don't really see the issue.
Fair play.
Right, Let me try and do.
He's a good-looking fella.
That's
waiting for the link.
Okay.
No, it's not sent.
No, I've not got anything.
No, it's not this.
I know what he looks like.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, link it is then because it's been stupid.
I believe you. Like, obviously, Ian just said he's a very attractive man.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay, you've sent me now.
Yeah, he's a nice looking fella.
It's not just that, but obviously like that.
God, he is a very attractive man. He's got a crooked nose, but he's a very attractive man.
He's an attractive man. He's a physical looking man. If you look at some of the other stuff, because there's something called The Tourist. I've not seen it. It's on TV.
I think I've seen that
character in that, but he seems to be kind of, doing like physical sort of stuff. I don't know if it's like.
I think I've seen the Tourist thing because I think Jenny was watching that for a little bit. So I think I've seen that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but he's got quite an intense sort of look about him. He's quite a serious looking fella, but not in an intimidating or an aggressive way.
Mm-hmm.
So and I just thought that would fit as Bendon Weir's Weir leader. It's his responsibility to do all this stuff, to protect the planet in essence, and so on. And I just thought that he would be, and I couldn't think of anyone else. I went through a load of stuff, a load of different actors and actresses for some of these roles and so on, and I couldn't think of anyone else for Fla. So there you go. I did see somebody said Carl Urban.
Okay, I can see that. Which
I kind of see, but I think he's too angry looking. I think I see where they were going from, and I was so close to saying Carl Urban, but I think Jamie Dornan kind of tones it down enough, and you get that, really.
You see Wolverine when you see Carl Urban.
Yeah, exactly. It's too and it's too angry and so on. So but there you go. So the next one is a character called Fëanor, who is Fla's half brother. So he's younger. He's the kind of more rash sort of, I'll do this and then think of the consequences. I did have two, one of which, and people might sigh a bit because he's all over the place at the moment and so on. But I did think Tom Holland.
Okay.
Because he just seems like he'd fit pretty well across from Jamie Dornan. He's a bit more fun. He's a bit, but I haven't seen Uncharted yet, but I've seen the trailer and so on, where it's not just Tom Holland's head on a spider suit sort of thing, and I got a bit more of a sense of what he could be like in, that sort of thing, because you can see him doing all the stuff in the motion capture suit and so on for Spider-Man, but when you see it on the film, so it is just the spider suit and it's a bit skin tight and so on, and it's you can't kind of get a sense of how he would be if he was just wearing not regular clothes and doing that sort of thing, if you see what I mean. So but seeing the trailer for Uncharted, I thought that Tom Holland could probably, I think that would be pretty good. I also thought possibly Orlando Bloom.
Got a bit older.
I think he'd possibly at this point maybe be a bit too old.
Yeah.
But I was going through stuff. I saw an image of Orlando Bloom, and it's not that long ago. And I thought actually that he could possibly do it, but I did stick with Tom Holland for the main one sort of thing.
Okay.
Now the third one is arguably one of the most important characters, and that's Lesser.
I think it's hard for us to sort of imagine these characters because we've never really read the books. So it's difficult for us to imagine the characters because we've never seen
Lesser,
them. But
Lesser's very. Lester's very intense. She's very headstrong. She's very passionate. She's very strong, and so on. So
I think Ian just like kicked his chair over and walked
Yeah,
out.
sorry,
don't
that's
do
me.
that, Ian.
No, I just knocked the chair. Sorry, I knocked my Crocs into the chair.
But yeah, she's quite intense and so on, but very strong emotionally and mentally and so on. Now, I did think at first, the first one I had was Eva Green, who was
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Peregrine from Miss Peregrine's school
We know who Eva Green is.
Whatever. Yeah, Angie from Angelique from Dark Shadows.
Yes. I mean, I was a massive fan of Miss Peregrine's school for awesome children, whatever it was. So yeah, but then the more I thought about it, I think she is a bit too old. I went through some shots from her more recent work and so on, and she does give the impression that she is kind of a bit older than I think Lesser would be at that point in time and so on, which is a bit unfortunate because I did think I was spot on there.
Oh, Chris, I've done total fantasy things with mine, so like I wouldn't worry about it too much.
I know, but I did want to go through it properly. So, and then I thought I was going through more, and I thought of Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh yeah, the future Mrs. Ewan McGregor.
Yes, she's the one from Scott Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
But she was also in the Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yes, Cloverfield.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of basing it on.
Mm-hmm.
But then I came up with an even better one, and that's Rebecca Ferguson from Dune.
Oh yes.
And I thought, no, that because Rebecca Ferguson has got what I was thinking of when I thought Ava Green.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Chris, I feel like you may have overthought this a little bit. I'm not being funny. Like me and Ian came up with the idea, and I think he thought like was it your idea, Chris? Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
And you allowed him to go with this? Jesus Christ! We knew he was going to overthink everything, but like,
yes,
I think me and Ian went into this thinking we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. You've created a fucking novel.
Yeah, no.
It's already based on a novel.
Well, it is based on
but like you created another novel off the novel that you're creating.
Yeah.
But no, he's well building.
He set the fucking lights. He set the fucking cameras. He knows exactly what angles he wants. Like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but I think that's what happens when you cast something. I mean, for years, I mean, I'll go in mine later, but I wanted to do the Meg, but it's already been made as a film. But for years before that film came out, I'd already fan cast everything all in my head beforehand, and it's a theatre of the mind.
You can do, don't you? You sort of like you think, oh well, like I would do this and I would do that and I would do this, and it kind of ruins it for you when someone else does it and they fuck it up.
Yeah,
this
does leave you disappointed.
This is why I didn't do Discworld. Because it's been fucked up by so many people. It pisses me off so fucking much. Yes, we will. But the reason I didn't choose it, and the reason I didn't choose it,
must be a massive fan of Discworld.
I've only ever seen the miniseries, so
read the books.
I've been told.
Anything else? Read the books.
Of course, I'll get around to it eventually.
I'll borrow you some. I've got everyone.
Oh yeah, I've got.
I've got a credit on Audible. I can use that. I'll choose one of them.
Yes, because now I don't get the time so much to read books. So when I'm in the car, I put audiobooks on Audible, and I have been going through all of the Terry Pratchett stuff. I'm actually listening to Moving Pictures at the moment because
it's such a good book. Like the fact that we should probably not get into that because it's going to take another fucking 45 minutes. But the imps use that they use in the it's fucking amazing.
So, exactly. Right, trying to cast the guy who's the bad sort of guy, the guy who's took over several of the holds. The first one I thought of was Vincent D'Onofrio.
I know what you mean.
D'Onofrio, however.
From is it from the guy from? Yeah, I know what you mean. Men in Black as well. Yeah, Men in Black.
Yeah, exactly. I thought him at first because I thought he'd be quite good as like an intimidating kind of civilian sort of thing because he's not a Dragon Rider who is getting a bit used to being powerful and all this sort of thing. And then I changed it, and I'll tell you why. Because later on, the only person, when Lesser goes back in time, I've cast one person from the old timers, as they're called, original. And that's one of the Weir leaders, Turon. And at first, I was
Tron.
Yeah, basically.
Turon.
Yeah.
Turon.
And at first, I was going to cast Peter Sarsgaard as Turon, and then I've changed it, and I want him as Fax instead, but with a beard.
Okay.
He's got to have a beard.
Okay,
so
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't because I've never read the fucking book. So
right, I've got three more casting, that's it.
Okay.
The Harper, the head Harper, who are kind of like bards, they're kind of like the storytellers and so on. I set, and this is another one where I only had one person, and that's Neil Gaiman.
Oh yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Because I've got him reading an audio book about
Gaiman reading audiobooks is like butter.
Oh, I've got one where he's reading about Norse mythology. And it's awesome.
It's sexy almost, isn't it?
It really is. It's so good. And I just thought somebody who you could really feel is a storyteller. And I don't care what he looks like. I don't care how he's dressed. Neil Gaiman.
Gaiman definitely has it. He just has that buttery voice.
As Master Harper Robinson. So there you go. Second to last is Kylara, who is another weird woman who's, she rides one of the Queen Dragons and so on. She's not very nice. She's kind of like the counterpoint to Lesser. And again, only one person I could think of, and it's a bit weird. And I didn't ever think I'd be suggesting this, but it's Kristen Stewart.
Ugh. Sorry.
Yeah, that I knew you'd think.
Wait, what's wrong with Kristen Stewart?
I don't think she can act.
All right, okay.
I just no. I think Kyla. Yeah, I think that's one of the. I think that's possibly one of the.
Check what he's wrote. No, I haven't wrote Kristen Stewart. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that would work. Could be wrong, maybe not.
I think Kristen Stewart's all right.
I think that would work. So, okay. And then the last one is Turon, who I said is the old-time Weir leader. I was trying to think of somebody who might be a bit older, who's had however many years of fighting thread already. And at first I thought Michael Fassbender.
Okay.
Because I thought he's, again, the same kind of thing with Jamie Dornan. He's quite physical looking, and so on. But then I thought, well, but he's supposed to have been fighting thread for years.
He needs to be a bit older.
Yeah, a bit older. You feel like he should be kind of tired at this point.
You know what? Do you know? You'd probably find, in all honesty, Johnny Depp.
I did think Johnny Depp at one point.
Because he's looking a bit older now, and maybe that'd be a little bit better for him.
I did think possibly. I think it might have actually been Tyrone that I thought Johnny Depp, but I actually settled on Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So there you go. So that's the casting done. Right. So costumes. I'm joking, by the way. I am joking.
Yeah, Chris, shut the fuck up.
I will.
Right, that's the podcast for this week. Good night, guys.
I would ask this though, Chris. So would that be a TV show or a mini, or a movie?
I don't know. Is the honest answer. Now, I will tell you right now.
It'd be a fucking mega series. What are you on about with Chris? It'd be fucking
I'll tell you
12
right
season spectacular.
It's already been optioned.
Be longer than fucking MASH.
So Warner Brothers. It was optioned in 2014 by Warner Brothers.
And do you see who the screenwriter was?
Yes.
David Hayter, so Solid Snake himself.
Yeah.
Who wrote the X-Men?
Yeah.
He wrote the first X-Men movie. So yeah.
Now I don't. That's the latest there is. 8 years ago. So I think a lot of the issues people were saying is that it would simply be too expensive to animate all the dragons because you literally have a ton of dragons on at the same time. It's not like
that's bullshit because now they can AI do shit like it.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I was thinking. It might have been a legitimate excuse 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's not now.
But now, I'm pretty sure they could look at at actually doing it. Now there's 22
AI is
novels.
so fucking good now. Like you wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You can literally you can create like puppets out of fucking 3D models now and just make them do whatever you want to whatever you want to do within a scene. Yeah. It's that good now.
Yeah,
wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly. So the only other things I had to say was that I did think maybe Legendary Entertainment to do it.
Monsterverse, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Legendary.
And the last thing was because it was just a bit of a thing about the weirs themselves, because the way they're described, it sounds like a big sandstone cave. So I went having a look at where you find sandstone caves, and there's Schlossbergholen in Germany, which is the biggest sandstone cave, and I assume that translates to a big hole in a Schlossberg. So, and failing that, and failing that, there's caves in Frodsham and Helsby Hill.
Yeah,
true.
So they could do it there.
Happy memories.
Here endeth the lesson.
Bravo.
I know. I have put a lot of thought into that.
You really have. That
that's all we could do for Geeky Dad's podcast this week. Well,
sorry.
Not apologise. You know what? If we get some Dragon Riders fans in on the podcast, that's
I think
it's awesome.
I was expecting somebody else to have read it, so I did actually have to end up explaining the first
I'm sorry, Chris, because that is my type of thing. I will definitely read it now. I'll read it.
Yeah, I've seen the author's name. I've seen the books like on shelves, but I think I'll give that a try. Okay,
I genuinely haven't, and but I will, Chris. Oh, sorry, Ian. Sorry, Ian.
Okay. So, Mike, do you want to go next?
Ian. Sorry, Ian. Right. Ian. Sorry.
Right, Mike, shut your whore mouth.
Oh my.
Right. Okay. Do you want to go next, or should I?
I suppose I'll go next.
Mike,
okay.
Before I get any more drunk.
Okay, go on.
So for me, I'm gonna have to go with Monkey Island.
Oh
yeah,
the computer game Monkey Island.
New game coming out soon.
Yeah. So like, Lucas Arts and Lucas like Games are coming back and bringing it back now.
But like,
wicked. And they're bringing back like the original voice actor as well. From the later games. So
that's ace.
Yeah, so like from the third game, like the guy who did the voice of Guybrush is coming back.
That is awesome.
Yes, it's so fucking good. Like, but like
it makes me so happy.
As an old man, though, I didn't play it with a voice. I played it in text. Like the original Monkey Island, the plot of it was literally Guybrush Threepwood turns up on an island and he's like, I'm gonna be a pirate. And like he's a little teenager. He's like, I'm gonna be a pirate. And like turns up on this island and like literally walks down to the bar on Melee Island and is like, I want to be a pirate. And the guy at the bar are like, yeah, okay, kid. Well, there's 3 things that you need to do first. First, you're gonna have to like learn swordplay. Second, you're gonna have to learn how to find treasure. And third of all, you're gonna have to learn how to steal. And that starts the game out, and like, you literally have to go off and like learn these like 3 different like sort of like things to do. It is so much of a fun game that like I have like in my heart. Like I played on a 386 computer with Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave put his arm around me, and we played it together for hours and hours. And we just sit there and like just really enjoy watching Guybrush like figure out things. But like my genuine like love of it came from the comedy of it as well. Like the insults, so learning like do the sword fighting. You have to go to like do sword fighting, but it had nothing to do with sword fighting. It was all about like retort. So whatever you like replied had to be like a clever reply. And if it wasn't a clever reply, then they would like attack you heavily. Yeah. So like the more clever your reply, the more like heavy your hit on the sword fighting. It was just really fucking cool. And then like later on, I think Guybrush goes off to like go and try and find the treasure, which is like part of your mission. So he goes off to the mansion, which is on Melee Island, and he gets caught by the governor's daughter, Elaine, and Elaine catches him, like stealing treasure out of her own house, and like chases him off. But then she gets kidnapped by LeChuck. Well, to be fair, within that, he falls in love with her the minute he sees her. The minute his eyes meet her, he falls in love with her. And then she gets kidnapped by LeChuck. Yeah. And she gets taken away to Monkey Island, which is where the name comes from, of course. So then Guybrush forgets all of like, he doesn't want to be a pirate anymore. He just wants to save Elaine. He just becomes obsessed with saving Elaine because he fell deeply in love with this woman. And he just wants to like save her. And it follows on from there. I'm not going to ruin the ending for anybody who hasn't played it. But it also carries on for like the first 2 games are the best. The third game is pretty good. The fourth game's horrific. Don't even bother playing the fourth game. The Tales of Monkey Island were okay-ish. And I think the new one's going to be pretty good because the original writer of the first two is back on board. So,
Okay.
yeah, the original writer of the first two is back on board. So I think it's going to be a little bit better again. I hope so, anyway. As for cast, I don't know if you guys have even played it.
I played it like years ago. I mean, a long time ago now, in a house far, far away.
I playing it.
I really wanted to say for Guybrush, Zach Braff, but Ian, you were like, he's too old now. I was like, well, all right then. Andy Samberg.
Okay.
He's young.
Yeah.
So like, you give him a blonde wig. I reckon Guybrush should be Andy Samberg. For LeChuck, I reckon Brian Blessed.
Is he still alive?
Oh, I hope so.
Of course he is.
Yeah, of course he is. He'll outlive us all.
Brian's alive? That
Yes.
sounded awful. I'm so sorry.
Hello, Guybrush. Like that sort of like energy is needed for LeChuck.
Yeah. No,
True.
that is wicked. I love
Mhm.
that.
For Elaine, I would say Emma Watson, because
Okay.
yeah, because obviously the red hair and like she would look beautiful. Stan, I don't, as a guy, you guys probably haven't played the game, but there's like a salesman in the game, and he like waves his arm around and like has like a big hat, and he's very like hyperactive. I'll say Jim Carrey. Like, it would be perfect for the character.
Mm.
Yeah.
The voodoo lady in the game, who's like a big voodoo lady that you go to see, and she gives you all the information for the thing. I would say Queen Tifa.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Murray the Skull.
Yeah.
There's like a skull in it, like who's very sarcastic.
And his name's
Like,
Murray.
and his name's Murray. Dan Harmon.
Yeah. I'll give it that.
Okay.
Dan Harmon. Yeah, from
Yeah, we all know who Dan Harmon is. Wally, who's like this little nerdy dude. So there's like this little nerdy dude in it called Wally, who like creates maps and stuff like that. Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's it. That's me done, dude. So like, I'm sorry to wrap it up quick and Chris did, but like that's me done.
It's fun. Okay, well, guess that just leaves me then. So after watching the Batman, I had three choices I got down to. One was the Meg, which has already been made into a TV film, so I just left that one. I was going to do what I wanted to do after watching the Batman. I wanted to do one of my favorite Batman stories, and there's two. There was the Court of Owls and Hush. Now, Court of Owls, I don't know. I want to do it in the Snyderverse, so I want Ben Affleck's Batman in it. So I went for Hush, which I think would be an absolutely brilliant story to do, especially an older Batman. You can't do it with Pattinson at all. So I'll just give you a quick synopsis of it. Batman tries to find out who the mysterious villain is who is using the Joker, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, and several other of his enemies and allies as tiles in a game to wreak havoc on Batman's life. So, like I said, I want to do it in the Snyderverse, so I cast Batman and Bruce Wayne as Ben Affleck, obviously. Mm-hmm. Now, a major character in this story is the character called Tommy Elliot, who, funnily enough, I was reading this book when found out Tommy was going to be a boy, and when the name Thomas was mentioned, I said, yeah, Tommy. So this is the inspiration for part of the inspiration for his name. And I want to go with a good, smarmy, ginger actor, and I was down to two, and I swapped my choices around because there's going to be between him, so Tommy Elliot and the Riddler. So I've gone for Toby Stephens.
Okay.
Anybody out there doesn't know who Toby Stephens is? He played the villain in Die Another Day. He also plays John Robinson in Lost in Space.
Oh,
Yeah. So he was originally going to be my second choice, but I thought actually,
literally like
he
John
pulls
Robinson, like the older did like his dad, basically.
Yeah, he's like the dad from
Yeah. Oh,
from.
okay.
But yeah, I wanted somebody who could just pull off that like snarky charm, which Tommy Elliott does have in the story. So I've gone. So the first villain Batman comes across is Killer Croc. So I went with the character who's same actor who played him in the Suicide Squad. That was Adewale Akinnuoye Ogbaze.
It was who? Sorry.
Adewale Akinnuoye Ogbaze.
Say that again.
No, fuck off.
I don't like it. Ian's trying to cast a spell on me.
My skin's itching.
Yeah. I feel funny.
Feel a bit sick.
You know what? Yo, just listen to this. Please don't cancel us. This has nothing to do with me. Mike's pissed us apart, and Chris. I think Chris has just been badly influenced by him.
He's been an arsehole, just like usual.
Okay. For this one, though, I know J.K. Simmons plays Commissioner Gordon in the Snyderverse, but I've actually recast him. Now, this was an actor I think would have been perfect for Jim Gordon. He's actually played him in the Batman Year One animated film, and he also could have played a brilliant Lex Luthor, but they give it to that bloke out of Double Tap, Zombieland, and that is Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
And a major romance role in the like the subplot of the thing is the relationship between Batman and Catwoman when they actually get some yum gimme some. So for that, I've gone with a Zack Snyder stalwart, and that is Carla Gugino.
Okay.
Yes, the original Silk Spectre from Watchmen. So she would play. She'd be around about a Catwoman around about Ben Affleck's Batman's age. So just gone with that. Obviously, Batman and Lois Lane appear in this, so that'd be Henry Cavill and Amy Adams again.
Okay.
Then you've got Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn because she is Harley Quinn. Let's face it. Yeah. She just is. I really wanted to be.
And Gary Glitter is the Riddler.
No, I really didn't want to do this, but I had to cast the Joker, and that was Jared Leto again.
Oh, Jared Leto. Actually, do you know what? I'm not even angry at you that because I actually did like him as the Joker.
To be fair, he's only in the story. He's only in it for like literally about 3 minutes.
I actually thought he played it quite well.
Cameo. Harvey Dent. I've got Harvey Dent in it, but he's not Two-Face in this. He's actually like had plastic surgery, so he's just got a full face now. And I've cast John Hamm from Mad Men.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought that would be a good one. And here it goes. So my first choice for Tommy Elliott was actually the character the actor I've chosen to play the Riddler, because you need somebody who's also like a bit smarmy, a bit smug, a bit smart. And I'm going with Damian Lewis, another British ginger actor.
Well, then what do I have to say?
You could imagine him being somebody who thinks he's smart, but you can't imagine him playing somebody who thinks they're smarter than it. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room.
Yes,
he can pull off that arrogance perfectly.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for one more of the villains,
I'm not a fan of
that. Okay, fair enough. I did want to go with Rami Malek from.
Rami Malek would be better.
Yeah.
Way better.
I like that.
Yeah. But I just wanted to go with somebody who's smarmy, and I know that.
But like Rami Malek would play that so much better.
I like that one better.
Okay, right. Well, you might like. I'm not too sure what you'll think about my next villain, because this if it was a film, it'd be just like, I'd say probably about the same length as Avengers Endgame, because it'd be a long film, but it's just such a deep story. The next character is Poison Ivy. So I've gone with a Scouser, somebody who's used to playing a villain, and that is Sonia. Only kidding. I've gone with Jodie Comer.
Oh, bloody hell.
Just as bad. Just might as well have just fucking cast Sonia.
Oh no, wouldn't have Villanelle as Poison Ivy. No.
No.
Okay. So I'll go with the two Robins now. So I've gone with Nightwing.
I don't mind that.
So I thought, who could be a good Nightwing in the basically a grown-up Robin? I went with Peter Petrelli himself. I've gone with Milo Venture. I
like the way we got us two thoughts about this. Like, what can we do? Like our dream thing. You basically just done a fucking Batman film. You just made something that's been done over and over and over again.
Yeah, but this has been made into an animated film, and it was an abomination. So I'm.
So you just basically copied something and redid it.
I haven't, because the story. I want something that goes close. Actually, mirrors the story on the book.
I honestly that. No, you fucking cheated.
I'd like to.
I'm not having this. We thought about ours so much.
So did I.
Did you?
And so did I. I've just made the banner, the Batfleck film that we all wanted.
You literally just changed the fucking film and added different characters.
No, I haven't.
All right.
Okay, and so I've gone with a bit of a stunt casting now. So because Chris got a character from Twilight, I'm going for a character from Twilight, and for Jason Todd, I've gone for Taylor Lautner.
Right. Okay.
Let's face, because he's the least he was the least popular of the Robins. He's a bit of a douche. So I've gone with Taylor Lautner himself, and that is my Batman Hush.
Cool.
There you go. Is Michael still having a sulk?
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious.
Okay. Right then. Last bit. We've actually had some reviews.
Woohoo!
So we've had one on Audible and one sent to us as a private message on Facebook. Okay, and this one's from Ryan Steve Totti. I think it's an assumed name. Okay, so he says, "Hi, Geeky Dads. I just wanted to send you a message to say I listened to all your episodes recently and I've really enjoyed the content. As a nighttime truck driver, it's been brilliant to hear from you all. Here you all have banter and reminisce about 80s, 90s toys and TV and film, instead of the usually sitting in silence with the radio on. I almost felt part of the jokes and laughter. I think the public would love to hear more about Uncle Dave." About Uncle Dave.
Do you really enjoy Ian fucking up reading shit? Because that's the best part I like.
Okay, I'm going to start reading this again.
Leave that in.
Okay. Okay. And this is some feedback from. So I think the public would love to hear more about Uncle Dave. He is my one big takeaway. Also, Mike is fucking amazing. Makes me lol. Looking forward to the next episode and the quiz. Ian D, stop vaping, you boob. All the best. Ryan, age 36, from Warrington. He's not really. He's from Runcorn. I've seen the graffiti.
Dude, wait. We're going to carry on with that.
No, we're not. That's fine. We're just going to leave it there. But yeah, so thank you very much, Ryan, for your feedback, and we will take that on board, won't we, Mike?
Oh, yes. Uncle Dave is very proud of you.
Oh, my word.
Oh, dear God. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell has this
done?
What have we done? Right, how much is going to stop? What?
Well, I started it, I suppose, but you chose the fucking boys.
No, I just gave you acting points.
Yeah,
I would let you know that Uncle Dave is available for cameo. The price is 3 pairs of used Speedos, though, so just make that aware. Okay, and that is it for this week.
The price is £399 for 5 minutes.
No, it isn't. It's 3 used Speedos, preferably soiled.
It's genuinely definitely not.
That's not what you told me earlier.
It's 400 quid for 4 minutes.
That's just escalated.
Yeah. The more you talk, the more it escalates.
Fair enough. Okay, well that's it for this week. We'll be back next week when Chris takes on the quiz.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Chris, how is this quiz lining up?
I'm hoping for it to be. I'm trying to work out how to do it because I know, like, we usually have it with the beepers and what have you, with the buzzers.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
I also didn't know whether or not to do it like more of a pub quiz thing.
Are you just going to complicate it? Overcomplicate the
probably.
fucking thing? Yeah, because you're just going to Chris it, aren't you?
Gonna Chris.
Everything has the fucking. Why does everything have to become overcomplicated with Chris? Like, I'm not being funny. Like, I love you to bits, Chris. But like, you have to make it way more complicated than it is. Like, it's a fucking quiz, dude.
Listen, he wants to. It's his quiz, Michael. We
Yes,
can let him
it's
do
not
what he
a quiz,
likes.
it's my quiz.
I know. I'm getting fucking
My
destroyed next week because I fucking said that now.
Yeah.
Minus
don't remember
10
that
points, Mike.
Yeah, the first question was going to be, is your name Mike? Yes. You win. And now it's not.
No, it's not. See, you just ruined it for yourself.
Ruined it.
You happy?
Yes, I am. I don't want to fucking win. No, not on these rules.
So after the quiz, we've got May, and I think I'm happy to announce it right now. Don't know about you boys, but we're going to be doing Star Wars month.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, I left my kazoo upstairs. I would have been playing the Star Wars theme. So we'll be doing that.
Oh wait, I'll do the song too. Da, 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 da.
So just for people listening there, that is Michael's testicles being mauled by his two cats.
Yeah, fair.
Poor Jingle Balls.
Whatever, dude.
So yeah, just to say that it's going to be 4 episodes. We're going to start off with the original trilogy, the prequels, sequels, and then we'll go on to the TV shows. And then after that, who knows? Sweet. Nice. Okay, well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast. Also, leave us a review or send a message on our Facebook page or on our Instagram page.
Did you forget?
Or slide into our DMs on Twitter. Unless your name is Uncle Dave, then which you do know you are blocked.
Yeah, he is blocked. He's blocked forever.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much, everybody. Take care. We'll speak to you. We'll catch you on the next episode. Oh, yeah, Craig's not here this week. We don't have to wait, do we?
No. We can all leave. Okay, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Purchasing creepy dog masks.
No, Alexa, play the Geeky Dads podcast.
Buying freaky dildo dog cat.
No, Alexa, you utter boob. Hey, Beastman, have you been fucking with my Alexa again?
Attention listeners, we are experiencing technical difficulties and will be back next week for another episode of the Geeky Dad podcast. Thank you for choosing the Geeky Dads for your listening leisure.